Welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I am your host, Kevin Perkins. This is Coach Andrew Lafontant. Lafontaine, we'll get there. Okay, so Andrew is the head coach, flag football coach of Washington High School, the Lady Wildcats. They are 4-0 after a big win last night against Gulf Breeze. Quick, we'll get into the Gulf Breeze team in a second, but how was the game last night? Who were some of the stars?
Great game last night. A couple defensive heroes that came through clutch with us. So Devaney Williams had an interception for a touchdown. Angel Atkins, one of the seniors on the team, 2 interceptions, one for a touchdown, but it got called back. And then Aubrey Pinckney, one of our younger players on the team, stepped up on defense. So they really, they were hitting on all cylinders last night. They came up big whenever if offense falls short, our defense can pick up and score the ball, which is great. So
right.
Yeah.
So why you need to know that? One, flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in America. It is also a sport in which young ladies are now getting NAIA scholarships, and also it is it's going to be an Olympic sport. We're going to learn about flag football over the course of this interview. We're going to learn about Andrew Lafontant in the course of this interview, and we are going to learn about how a guy that is a clinic director for Panhandle Comprehensive Treatment at Pace, Florida, becomes a flag football coach on the Gulf Coast. You want to do all that?
Let's do it.
All that and more after this.
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
Good.
All right. And we are back. Folks, thank you to Faust Builders, McCory Homes, Sideline Sports Bar, which that's where we are right now. That's where we're recording today. And all these folks allow me to chase knowledge wherever I can get it. And today I am looking for knowledge from one Andrew Lafontant. First generation American, correct?
Yes.
Famous from Haiti.
Yes.
All right. Tell me about how that went.
Father and mother from Haiti, father from Jacquemin, Haiti, mother from Las Calabas, Haiti. So they were born in Haiti, raised in Haiti. They had my 2 oldest siblings, my 2 older sisters in Haiti as well. And so then they had an opportunity to come to America, had my middle sibling, my first sibling that was born in Miami, and then followed by the second oldest sister and then myself.
Wait, how many kids is that?
That's 5. 4 girls, I'm the only boy. I'm the youngest, I'm the baby of the bunch.
The baby boy.
I'm the baby boy.
And 5 children.
5, absolutely, yep. So first generation American. So that was, had a lot of adjusting to do with Creole being my first language. And having to learn English and, working the kinks of, losing the accent when I was in school and stuff like that. So just learning, growing up in a Haitian household and learning the American ways.
Did you grow up in the muck?
I grew up in Miami, Florida. I grew up in, we bounced between Little Haiti, North Miami Beach area.
Okay, Dade County?
Dade County, Miami-Dade County.
Where'd you go to school?
Oak Grove Elementary School, John F. Kennedy Middle School, North Miami Beach Senior High, and I finished off at Barbara Gomez Senior High School. Okay.
And now you told me you got into all sports around the age of 8.
Yes.
And that included both tackle and flag?
That included both tackle and flag.
And track?
And track and field.
Okay.
So Miami, huge hotbed for track and field and football.
Absolutely.
Basketball, definitely competitive, but it's hands down and baseball and soccer, as you would imagine, when you include everybody. But we're definitely known for track and field and football.
Right. It's probably the hottest bed for football talent.
For sure. You, if you want to recruit, at the Division I level and have a successful team, you definitely have to make your stop in South Florida, period.
So how did flag football come on your radar?
Believe it or not, Parks and Recreation in Dade County in South Florida, they did a fantastic job in rolling out a plan like, okay, in Parks and Recreation, you're your local parks would have tackle football, but Parks and Recreation probably didn't want to take on the risk that comes with tackle football.
Okay,
so they go,
yeah.
hey, what's the safest bet for boys and girls, right, to keep kids out of trouble and have an after-school program? And flag football was one of those sports, right? And so non-contact sport, teach them the game, boys and girls can play, and it's after school. Takes up 3 to 4 hours after school. Parents love it, kids love it.
Right,
It's
you got a
win-win.
babysitter.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a win-win.
And it's free.
It's free.
Right.
Now, then you look at the exercise science side of things, and you realize, okay, hey, we have something here. Flag football field, a little shorter than your regulation, so it's making you react on time. Quarterback are getting blitz with no blocks, so you have to think fast on your feet. For skill players, you have to make quicker moves. You have to have fluid hips in this sport.
Yeah.
Everything is faster, which when it translates to when you're doing tackle football, you have more time. The speed of the game is actually slow playing tackle football compared to flag football.
Right.
Your quarterback have more time. Blocks are being the blocks are there. You know what I mean? So definitely it translate over. You know?
Right. In a way, it's almost like 7-on-7, but
Bingo.
Right.
Exactly
Right.
the same, except that you have to pull a flag and there's just a skill added versus 7-on-7 when it's two-hand touch.
Yeah.
Flag football, you're gunning for this belt of the flag and you're pulling.
right, pulling flags is hard.
It's tough.
Much harder than people think. Yeah.
Wait.
So, staying on that topic, Derek Brooks Charities, it's a similar thing.
Absolutely. Great charity, great program to have for kids. It has an impact, whether it's introducing, that could be a kid's first time when they're coming to his charity events.
Yeah.
That could be their first time being exposed to flag football and they like it. And then for those that are already playing flag football, just a great way to get support from Hall of Famers like Derek Brooks.
Right.
And great exposure for the sport itself.
Right, and of course, everybody, if you're watching this, I'm sure you know Derek Brooks is a grad of Washington High School, and he has always been incredibly generous to this community. And actually, a guy that I worked with at a streaming service, Dave Wilson, who's now the coach at Lighthouse, is like the point man for Derek Brooks Charities in the area.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
They do great work.
Good work.
They do great work all the time. So back to you, though. So you said it helped you with tackle football.
Yeah.
And then when what gets you to UWF?
Oh man, so I was getting looked at by a couple schools, AA schools, smaller schools, and my mom, we actually visited UWF, wanted to stay in Florida to keep in-state tuition, and she was more so a component on the education side. Dad was super supportive of the sports side, but my dad ended up passing away in high school.
Okay.
And so
Sorry to hear
mom,
that.
so now we're in mom's world now, and so she was like, hey, keep it in state, and I said, well, if I'm gonna stay in state, I want to be further away from home, so I'm not having to rely on having to drive back home when times get tough. Like I want to be further away.
Okay.
I want to be independent. So
Right.
I open up the map, and I see UWF in Pensacola, Florida, the very last.
That's as
point.
far as you can
That's
get
as far
away.
as you can go to keep in-state tuition. So
Now, did you come up as a freshman?
I came in as a freshman, stayed, and it was a culture shock.
Yeah.
It was different from Miami.
Right.
But it's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
I needed to be isolated from just friends and stuff like that. Any distraction that I had coming from Miami, I wanted to be away from that.
Right.
And it worked. It worked. Was flourishing at UWF. I ended up liking it, made the adjustment as far as just the environment and the community and stuff like that. And one of the best decisions I made in my life.
Right. That's great. That is great. Now, you started out a teaching major, right? What was it?
So I was an exercise science major,
Yeah.
specializing. I picked up a specialty in physical education because I knew I always wanted to coach or teach at some capacity. And I'm trying to figure things out. I'm 18, 19 years old, trying to
Right.
figure out, man, what exactly do I want to do in my life and what do I like?
Right.
So, of course, anything sports and exercise related, that's where the exercise science came in. And then the specialty of having physical education. That was the bonus of what I wanted to do. So picked that up, and then had picked up a minor in professional education, which shows the administrative side of things. So
Right.
super well-rounded. It was like the golden degree for me coming out
Right.
of UWF. and gave me everything that I needed up until this point as a clinic director, for
Right.
opioid use.
Well, how did that happen? How did you wind up being a counselor?
So it started off, I would say, the genesis of this is being in my student teaching. So I had an internship.
Yeah.
I had an internship at Pine Forest High School.
Right.
Shout out Coach Godwin. She was my supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it gave me a look at the public school setting.
Mm-hmm.
I got to look at all things. Hey, the kids that I'll be working with, pay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a career that I can pay my bills and fund my lifestyle with? And so at the end of that student teaching, I said, okay, love the kids, love teaching, the pay, not so much, right? And so
Yeah, it's tough start out. It's a tough start out.
graduated. Now my degree encompasses under that. It's the full name of the degree is Health, Leisure, and Exercise Science, and they make sure that you have a good foundation of knowledge in all three of those areas. So I took the health component of that background and ended up being a substance abuse counselor. So started off being a substance abuse counselor, and I remember the very first day, it was such an eye-opener of what that world was like in substance abuse. And growing up in Miami where substance abuse is prevalent, I quickly was able to adapt and relate to the patients very fast and took a liking to it. And that passion grew. And that was coaching in a sense, like coaching my patients who are looking to get a second and third and fourth try at life.
Right.
And trying to get things right. It was me turning into a life coach and not a flag football coach.
Right.
Or a football coach.
Right.
So, grew to that, ended up getting promoted super fast into a clinical supervisor, supervising other counselors, and into a clinic director, to where everything's under me as far as all things admin, clinical, medical is all under me now.
Right. Is there a similarity between, like, I know this sounds weird, but rehab's rehab? You know what I mean? You start out doing what you can do, and then you expand it to doing a little bit more.
That's right.
How does that work? Like, how do you compare the two, the athletics and helping people figure out where their first strides are so they can take bigger ones?
It's the same thing. It's I feel like when you're an athlete, and if anybody that's had their struggles with addiction, if self-awareness is a big thing, reflection is a big thing, and the two are synonymous. The athlete and the patient you need to self-reflect to identify, hey, there's a problem. For the athlete, where is my problem? Where's my shortcomings?
Right.
From there, you lay out a roadmap. And on that roadmap, you have these steps. We know we can't get to the destination without going through this journey. And so it's the same exact thing. Here's our starting point. This is where we want to be. What does it take to get to where I want to be at?
Right. You make a plan, you work the plan, then you listen and you adjust, right?
That's
You evaluate,
absolutely.
and then it's the same thing you do. If it's
Correct.
not working, you change the plan.
That's the repeat. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I just think that, like, I'm a restaurant manager here and at Sidelines, and I feel like it's just coaching. You know what I mean? It's just coaching. You put people in the best position you can. You try to train them as good as you can, and then you try to support them.
That's it.
And alleviate things that can distract them from the job that they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
And I guess when you're trying to recover, alleviating distractions is probably huge.
When you're in, I mean,
full disclosure, I'm 30 years sober. I was an alcoholic, and so for me, like, oddly enough, I had this job the whole time I was getting sober. But for me, not going places once I was not working, because I can't drink and work.
right.
So then once I clock out, I gotta. At first, you just go home and sit around by yourself. But then eventually, you get to where you can figure other things out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. I also feel like, coaching, you have an advantage because, like you said, you being the manager at Sidelines, and you're coaching your employees and stuff like that. When you're a parent, you're in a coaching situation. When you're a manager at work, you're in a coaching situation. Sometimes just with your friends, you're in a coaching situation. And so for you to understand the components of coaching, how it works, how to be effective at it, it's just going to translate in all those areas of your life that you need to coach.
Right, and I feel like too, just being a player helps you learn about coaching.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
that's one of the gifts sports gives you.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so let's get to now. How do you wind up being a coach?
Ooh, man. All right. So, coaching gigs. So, we had in our practicum at UWF, we had internships where we had to go out into the community. And for 4 to 5 months bout, you would be either assigned to elementary, middle school, or high school, and you'll be coaching whatever sport it is that you choose.
Right.
So, I started off when Woodham was a middle school after the high school.
Right.
Started off helping out with their track and field program there for about 4 months. And then from there, had a little break for my graduate studies and stuff like that. And then I would say my official coaching gig would happen when I moved to Plant City, Florida, right outside Tampa.
Okay.
And I'm coaching at the Boys and Girls Club there for 3 years. I was the director of a facility down in Tampa, and then I moved back to Pensacola. And when I get back to Pensacola, Pine Forest had a AD by the name of Ty McCants. Shout out Ty McCants.
Right, Ty McCants.
He was the AD there, and Coach Dwayne Carter came over from Navarre, took the boys football job over. I was their wide receivers coach there.
Okay.
For 2 years.
Did you have a relationship with them already?
I did not. Ty made he told Coach Carter, he said, hey, I know a guy.
Okay.
I sat in, we talked for a good hour and a half with Coach Carter. I loved his vision. And so, of course, he took a liking to me and said, hey, come on out, coach the receivers, and had a good 2 years. Had what I considered a successful 2 years during his stay at Pine Forest.
How did you get to Washington?
Man.
Now we're getting to the recent past, right?
Yeah. So I'm good. Speaking of Derrick Brooks, he has what would be either a nephew or I'm not going to say distant cousin, but definitely somewhere in that bloodline. Joshua Brooks was he coached the boys football at Washington under Coach Anka, and he was also the head coach. Joshua Brooks was the head coach at Washington flag football.
Okay.
And so we had a relationship there.
Right.
And he said, hey, I'm taking over the flag football program at Washington. I'm looking for an offensive coordinator. I said, I'm your guy. And so we turned that program around first year.
Right.
And we just had a bunch of new girls. So we just had to start laying down foundation, get some buy-in, set a new culture of winning, expecting to win and what it takes to win. And then from there, he coached for 2 years. And then after 2 years, stepped down. And I took over the program. Which is this year? This is my second year.
Your second year?
Yeah,
Yes,
last year was my first year.
Yeah.
This is my second year. And off to an undefeated start. Last year we were 9-4. Lost in the district championship to Choctaw High School. This year we're looking to push further, of course. Just trying to stay mission focused.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, when I mentioned the streaming channel with Johnny Mays and Marketable Sports earlier, we did a couple of flag football games over in the Choctaw area, and they're very good over there.
Super good.
Right.
Coach Jim over there has been running the program for a while. He actually played, their head coach,
right.
Played football with one of my flag football mentors.
Okay.
Doug Rogers. Doug Rogers,
who, if you don't know Doug, he's kind of famous in flag football circles.
Yeah.
But dude, he was playing as the intramural director at PJC back then, which is now PSC.
Yeah.
He was playing. He's won national championships doing that.
Yeah.
He was still playing in the recent past.
Yes.
And now he was older. Now I don't want to. He's older than me.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since I run for anything.
He'll still go out there and play in the open tournament.
Right.
With some young guys. Absolutely. Oh yeah. And so
he punted for an amateur. They had a Pensacola Wings helmet. Real football thing over here at Pensacola for a while. He's punting for them. Yeah. Go ahead,
and I think he was a long snapper at one point.
He can do anything.
Back in the days. Yeah. But definitely a mentor in the flag football.
So you played flag at UWF too, or?
I played flag at UWF. We're on a travel team. And then from there were stints where we would play with Doug on a rec team for adults called Destin Direct.
Right.
We would go out in Destin and play these tournaments and win a lot of tournaments with Doug and just soaking up knowledge, his knowledge, the game. NERSA, which was it was an organization that was pretty much head charge of flag football at the time. He's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
They seen fit for Doug to be in their Hall of Fame.
Right.
And so just learning from a Hall of Famer.
Right. That's right.
You can tell from the early success that I've had in my college career, that's just a reflection of Doug Rogers.
Right. I have two friends that were intramural MVPs of the national tournament when I was at UWF.
Yeah.
One actually is the guy who provides my T-shirts and stuff for here. His name's Jimmy Salter. And another is Gary Cowart, who's the defensive coordinator for Escambia.
Wow.
And they were rushers. And as you know, rushers are crazy.
Yeah.
Like that skill set, you know, to be able to run and cut and, you know, just the fact that you can do that without breaking your ankles is hard enough, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about that because we're going to get to talking about the nuts and bolts of flag football after this break. Welcome back. Once again, thank you to Faust Builders, McCory Homes, and Sideline Sports Bar for helping me chase knowledge where I can find it. Let's talk about this particular flag football team. You got Hughes and Adams are the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Williams is the receivers. And to me, when I watched your game the other day, they were the kind of what bring you to the park, and then you start to realize other people are good as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And your quarterbacks are kind of interchangeable?
My quarterbacks are interchangeable. Cameron Hughes is an athlete among athletes. I can plug her in at any position in flag football,
right?
Whether it's rusher, defensive back, linebacker if I needed to. There's nothing on the flag football field that she can't do.
Right.
Anaya Adams, 4-year starter for me, playing quarterback.
She's number 4.
She's senior year. She's number 4.
Right.
Senior
17,
year.
I think is Hughes.
17 is Hughes.
You're
There
right,
you go.
right.
Number 4 is Adams.
Right.
4th year, senior. She understands the system. She also understands my expectations as a coach now. This is her 4th year being a player under me. And so just super important pieces. And like you said, with those 3, they really open up opportunities for the others where you're like, oh my goodness, this girl can play too, this girl can play too, because as a defense, you have to focus in on those 3.
And Williams too.
And you
Williams
have to.
takes somebody with her when she's running.
She's going.
Yeah,
she's a jet.
Yeah.
And so you have to do something about them, leaving the other pieces open, and we're going to go ahead and attack those other pieces if you do something about those 3.
Right. One thing I was interested in is you run the ball a lot.
I do.
Right?
Yep.
Where's that? Because you line up different people in the backfield, and there's a whole lot of, I don't want to say trickery, but you have misdirection in the backfield.
I do.
You know, you have one person running this way, one person running, and you don't know for sure who's got the ball.
Correct.
And next thing you know, somebody's popping.
Yes.
Right.
I call it organized chaos.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I like to cause chaos on the defense, and it just comes from my knowledge from real football. In order to throw the ball and throw it well or throw deep, you got to establish a run game. It's the same thing in flag football. If I'm sitting here and I'm getting 5 and 6 yards a pop on option plays and running routes, eventually I'm learning the defense in closer and closer and closer, and then you have Devaney Williams, number 7. She's going over the top.
Right.
And we're going to exploit that. Absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. Now on defense, what are your keys? Okay, so guys, just in case you don't understand what we're doing, the football field is 60 yards. 10-yard end zones, and then it's 40 across, and you have 7 people on the field. So there is room, but not as much as you might think.
Correct.
Right?
It's 80 yards, 10-yard
80
end
total.
zone. Yeah,
10-yard end zone. Right.
You got it.
60 in the middle.
There you go.
And
well,
you get
80 in the middle, 10 yards. So it's 100 yards.
Oh, I thought it was 60.
It's 100 and 80 in the middle, 10-yard end zones, 100 yards.
I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good.
I apologize. Okay, but let's get back to it. So, what is the key, do you think, to defense? Because you know the 6 points you gave up here, I think you gave up a defensive touchdown and then 1 offensive score in the game I went to with Northview. What are the keys to your defense, you think?
Man, I have 2 stellar rushers.
That's the key, isn't it?
I have 2 soccer players. They play for Washington soccer team, varsity soccer.
Which is incredible.
Their skill set
You guys are really good at all the
is
sports.
unmatched. Oh man, yes. But
Shout out Jade Brown.
Shout out Jay Brown. Going to state. Going to state.
Yeah, you're right.
And just great program.
Yeah.
But 2 rushers, it's pressure. we want to apply pressure at all times on the quarterback. And that's because there's only one person on the offense that gets to touch the ball 100% of the time. And you can kind of say, too, the center and the quarterback. That quarterback is going to get that ball 100% of the time, and that's who we want to apply pressure on 100% of the time. So we like to apply pressure, and then it helps when you have those athletes back there at your defensive back positions, because if that ball's in the air, I have full faith that they're either going to defend that pass or get an interception.
And your DBs are fast.
DBs are quick.
So they
with
can
hands.
get to it.
Absolutely.
If the person has to kind of
Yes.
put a little loft on it. I think one of the key plays in the game I watched, because it was close, two key plays, of course. Hughes popped that one run for a touchdown and put it away late.
Yep.
But the pass deflection on the 2-point conversion was huge.
Very big.
Right?
Very big.
Right. And that's the two rushers you're talking about.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right. So tell me this. What do you hope these kids get from you? Because we're rapping as we're talking right now.
Yeah.
So what do you hope these kids get out of playing with you?
Man, for one, my biggest thing as a coach was always for them to make the connection between this game of flag football and the game of life.
Right.
And how to succeed in both, and how to take the keys from flag football and just implement this in life.
Right.
Mainly, I grew a passion for it from when I had my daughters.
Yeah.
I tell my daughters there's absolutely nothing that they can't do.
Right.
And from there, I've noticed, there is still limitations that people place on girls and women.
Right.
And my job is to eliminate those barriers.
That's your job.
Yeah, I want to obliterate those areas,
Right.
actually, and let these girls know, hey, you're doing a sport. You're in the forefront. You're the forerunners. And if they don't respect this sport, make them respect the sport.
Right. And there's opportunities for that now.
Absolutely.
They're on flag football, women and men's is on ESPN. You're going to be it's going to be an Olympic sport. NAIA is giving out scholarships. How many kids do you have that have opportunities to play?
To play the next level?
Yeah.
They're getting looked at right now by about 4 schools. I have 4 schools that I'm in constant communication with, between Division II schools, NAIA schools. They're looking at about 9 of our players. They're going to start.
On the roster?
Oh, speaking of Doug Rogers is now a college coach. So he's one of the scouts.
Is he still in Birmingham?
He's in Birmingham, right outside Hoover.
Okay.
So he'll be in next week. He'll be scouting some of our players. He'll be at the game. Albright University will be at our game. La Sierra out in California will be at our games. Alabama State is going to be at our games. And so we're in constant communication, and that list is going to just continue growing as the team gets success. Cameron Hughes and Devaney Williams, those two are in talent ID camps for Team USA. So don't be surprised if you're seeing them in like Junior Olympics and stuff like that.
Right.
The sport is incredible how fast it's growing. It just reminds me of women's basketball.
Right.
Back in the 70s when people were like, getting their feet wet, and now look at, Juju and Angel Reese and how big girls basketball is now. Right. We're the forerunners blazing the trail so that those behind us can go ahead and just,
Well, what was so smart is the NFL deciding, hey, we're going to invest in this.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's going to be able to play tackle.
Yeah.
Everybody can play flag.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, it's kind of like pickup basketball, right? Everybody can play. You might not be any good.
Yeah.
Right? Like my case. I'm not very good at basketball, but I could play.
Absolutely.
Therefore, I enjoy watching it because now all of a sudden I understand how it's done.
Absolutely.
Right? And when you have different genders, different age groups, all able to get out there and try.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, they get the other game too.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
Which is it's just great advertising.
It's amazing.
When you have billions, it's okay to invest $30 million.
For sure. For sure. They definitely could use that $30 million.
Yeah.
So it just brings me back to like Thanksgiving Turkey Day, where you would go out with your family and go play tackle football without no pads and just the guys coming back bruised up.
Yeah.
The wife being mad at them for busting their knee up and stuff like that. Now you're starting to see these families, your typical American family or whoever around the world, pick up some flags and turkey. Your Turkey Day football game is a flag football game.
And she can play quarterback.
Everybody can play.
Right.
Mom, grandma, everybody can play.
Right.
The whole family is playing now. Now they understand the game. Now they're invested. They're putting, their grandchildren in the sport. it's the perfect alternative.
When you want to, we're gonna wrap on. When you want to inspire your daughters, what do you tell them?
Man, when I want to inspire my daughter, what I do tell them.
Yeah.
I let them know that there's going to be opposers, and you're going to have opponents. You have to find a way to defeat that opponent.
Right.
You know, never quit, never settle.
Right.
Just be ready for the opposition. And once they have, I feel like once they've bought into that mindset, I have nothing to worry about as a dad.
Right.
The opponents are going to be there. The opposers are going to be there. Find a way to win, and you're good. I've done my job.
Make a plan, work the plan, evaluate.
That's it.
Adjust the plan.
That's it.
Man, thank you for giving me your time. Folks, Andrew Lafontant, coach of the undefeated currently Washington Lady Wildcats. Thank you again to Faust Builders, McCory Homes, and Sidelines for allowing me to chase down where I can find it. Today I found it with Andrew. Thank you very much, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you now.
Yes, sir.